Hello agents, hello everyone. Welcome to Annuity Awareness Month, June 2025, and today we're going to talk about fixed annuity calculators. I've designed some calculators to help with quick analysis, quick numbers for things I use pretty much every day, different types of calculations. So let's just jump right into it. This is the fixed annuity calculators. So you go to my website, if you FSD Financial, fixedannuitiesandlife.com, fsdfinancial.com, go ahead in the agent area there. I have a whole link called annuity calculators. Okay. So let's just scroll down and we'll do these one at a time. Calculate a MYGA value in interest. Okay. So the idea here is you put a principal, let's say 100,000, you put your interest rate in, we'll say 5.6, and we'll call that the 7-year rate. You go ahead and hit the calculate button. And what that'll do is break down year by year what this MYGA would return, assuming no withdrawals, of course. So as you see, 100,000, 105, 600, 111, and it shows you the end value, tells you the total amount you'll end with, the interest earned, all that good stuff, right? So simple, really easy way to calculate a MYGA. You can put these fixed rates in, find them you can go to the MYGA rate page and get the rates if you like, and kind of punch them in from there. Okay, so that's that calculator. Let's move on to the SPIA interest rate calculator. So this is great for period certain immediate annuities. You put the premium. So let's say you put $100,000 in an immediate annuity, and the time period is going to be for 5 years, and the payments say $17.89 per month. So you hit the calculate right there, and you'll find out that after 60 months, $107,000 will be the total payments received, and the payout would be only 2.85%, right? So that'll give you, I think the current rates on those are like $18.79 though. Let's see. Yeah, that brings it to about 4.9. So you're closer to like that 1,500, but it'll tell you the internal rate of return. Or if you got a lifetime SPIA, you can calculate how much you've gotten and what your rate of return is up to that point. So anyway, yeah, that's the SPIA calculator for internal rates of return. I have a favorite crediting method in fixed indexed annuity. It's called the annual reset, annual lock-in. It's a point-to-point product. So basically what it says is, hey, when you buy one of these products, you're going to get a starting number. So let's say your starting number of the S&P 500 was 5,500. Then you can look today and say, hey, look, the S&P today is at 6,100. How much am I currently up in my current year? And that'll say there's a 10.91% change. So if your cap's 11, you're good. You still have some room to go. If your cap's 8, you've capped out for the year. But it'll tell you about where you are for the year, or at the end of the year, it'll tell you exactly what you're going to get. But this is a good idea if you're on the annual reset, annual point to point, and you know that start number. You can pretty much figure out exactly where you are at any time of the year by just going to, say, Yahoo Finance and checking out the S&P 500 number for that particular day. So yeah, that's my first 3 calculators. Moving along, the MYGA, monthly interest income calculator. This is a good one because I get this question a lot. So again, let's do $1 million premium on this one. And we're going to say, again, that 5.6% rate. We'll go ahead and calculate that out. Oh, that's the premium. I did it backwards. Sorry. 5.6 is the rate, and the premium's on the bottom. It's good if you read the read the section data entry points. Anyway, 5.6% rate. It'll show you approximately on a 31 day. Now, these are close. They're a few dollars off. My Excel spreadsheets nail it to the dollar. For some reason, the calculator is not perfect. I'm trying to fix that code on that, but it's not easy. Anyway, 46, 41, 71. You get 7 of those, so it's 32,000. As you can see, 30 days at 4, 17,000 in the 1 February. So it gives you 54,652. That's your equivalent yield. Now, if you would do the same thing and didn't take it monthly, take it into the end of the year, that's 56,000, right? 5.6. But if you take it monthly, interest isn't earning interest. So this is a great way to approximate what you're going to get each one of those months based on the days of deferral. So yeah, it's not even like a 5-year MYGA or 5-year SPIA would just pay out, say, $1,000 a month for 5 years. It's not going to change based on how many days in the month there are. So next we're going to talk about the simple interest, because some companies now have simple interest rates. So they're putting it out there like, hey, it's 6.8% or whatever it is. So you can type in a 6.45%, say that's the simple interest, and you say, hey, that's my 5-year deal. What's the equivalent yield? So as you see, if it was a 1 year, 645 is 645. You need a compound 645 to get the 645 in 1 year. But when you go out 8 years, 645 simple is just a 32.25% return, which equals a 5.75 equivalent yield. So you need 5.75 compound to equal 6.45 simple. That's simple, right? Okay, let's look at the MYGA APY calculator. So you want to put in, first thing is ask for your premium. You're going to put in the years. We're going to say 7 years was the time I had this. And this is for, you can use this for FIA, MYGA, regular, deferred, any type of thing where it's been sitting tax deferred for X amount of years. So let's say after 7 years, this client had $152,000. That's pretty good. What was their APY? 6.16%. So you can type in any amount. If it was 132, your APY would have only been 4.05. So you can know exactly what you've earned. So this is good if you have those bonus indexed annuities, been in it for 3 years, put 100,000 in, it's worth, say, in 3 years, it was worth 122. So you put 122 in, you could say, hey, I earned 6.85 over that 3 years. So it's great. Learn your APY on all that good stuff. So far, that brings us to the MY. That was the MYGA APY calendar. Next, we're going to go, laddering. These are cool. So with the whole issues that came up with certain insurance companies, certain agents were asking me, hey, I need to know how much to put in so I don't exceed the state guarantee limit. So this calculator here, you can put the end of term value. So we want 250,000 at the end of term, and you can type in whatever years you want or all years. So you say like 4% on the 2 year, 4.5 on the 5.1 on that, and 5.6 on that, 5.5. Let's just do 5, make my life easy. And it'll calculate the initial premium you need for each of these terms to get to 250. So the 2 year at 4%, you need 231. The 5 year, you need 190 at that 5.6. Then you won't exceed 250 at the end of the term. You're always within usually your state limits. So that's why I created that calculator. It was specifically asked for by some agents. Next, we're talking about the traditional, just the straight annuity laddering. You put 100,000 in and you could type in all those same rates, and you can learn what you will get at the end of your ladder. So if you want to put 100,000 in all those terms and calculate the end of the ladder, it'll tell you what you get back. So 100,000 will be 108 at 4, and so on and so forth. The 6 year at 550 will give you 137. So you can ladder, you can show the laddering multiple years. You don't have to fill all these in. It'll give a 0 if you don't. And the final calculator I want to talk about today is the split annuity calculator. It's for non-qualified money, and it'll give you an exclusion ratio, right? So you say your initial premium is $500,000. We want to say it's a 7 year and the rate is 5.6. Let's calculate that out. I put 550 instead of 500. Let's do 500. So it'll give you 341 goes into the MYGA. That'll grow back to 500,000. 158,533 goes into the SPIA, which will kick out 2191 a month. So there you go. And then we can figure out the exclusion ratio on the hard copy quotes. I can't put the exclusion ratio in here. I don't know. It just didn't work. But anyway, and it'll say, the California premium tax states are going to be lower, but this will be approximate, almost guaranteed. So if you want an actual, you could just go to the request, and you can request a quote on the split annuity and stuff like that. So I have quote requests. You can request split annuity request right here and all that good stuff. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, annuity calculators, I'll go ahead and put timestamps in the end for that. But yeah, so if you have you need a quick result, about where you're going to be on a split, about what you've earned on your index, all that. Yeah, thanks for watching. No fees, just insurance guarantees. Everything we talked about is after the fees, after all the built-in commission. So nothing should be withdrawing from the accumulation value. Anyway, X, YouTube, LinkedIn for the most up-to-date information. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah, I deleted the wrong one.